Well, here is our podcast, action-packed podcast today.
TikTok Tucker.
Oh, goodness.
We've both had to chow down on a lot of chewing gum after today's TikTok Tucker, possibly one of our worst.
The worst, I think, next to healthy Coke.
You spat that all over the wall, remember?
Or the egg coffee with Colin Fassnich.
Yeah, you spat that too.
All over Colin Fassnich.
Yeah, lucky he wasn't in here today.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I don't think I can relive it. The pub test, fast fashion, does that pass the pub test?
And Tribal Drum is beating for red tape, eh? We heard about a man from Romania. He's 63 years old. His wife declared him dead because he'd racked off for 10 years. He came back and said, well, I'm not actually dead. And she said, tell it to the court. So he goes to the court and says, I'm not dead. And they said, it says here you are. I'm terribly sorry. That's where this ends.
Bloody red tape, eh? Enjoy the podcast.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda.
Miss Keller. Amanda.
Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
What is it, you nutface?
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
But you're an idiot.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Well, hello, Amanda. How are you today?
Oh, well, how are you going?
I'm doing all right. I'm getting good grades. I was just thinking about those Animal Rising activists. Did you see them? They pasted a Wallace and Gromit head over Prince Charles's painting, the new painting, you know, the red painting.
Yeah, I think they picked the wrong target because he's a greenie. He's an animal activist himself.
Yeah, he's a huge greenie. He was talking to plants. Remember, he used to talk to the plants?
Everyone used to mock him about talking to his tomatoes and things, and he's growing his own organic fruit and vegetables and things.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they practice the Wallet and Gromit thing. I wonder if they're like a pit crew where they say, OK, you've got 3 seconds and go, because it takes a bit of time to do that. Where were the guards? There's no one looking at it.
He did it, and the placing of his head
It was perfect.
Which
They
one's
must have
Wallace and which
practiced.
one's Gromit? Wallace is the guy, Gromit's the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Wallace's head, and then the caption is, no cheese, Gromit. Look at all the cruelty on RSPCA farms. So the Animal Rising activists, they don't want us to eat anything. We've just got to eat a big plate of seeds.
I just think
is that what happens now?
I don't know.
Or is that offending the seed people?
Or is it just the humane destruction of animals?
Well, they're always going to get killed. Like, you know the story...
But you can kill them more humanely in some ways than others. You can tickle them to death. They like...
Do they?
Who wouldn't like that?
When I was a kid, my grandfather, the late Fred Jones, he worked at an abattoir in Bendigo. And they did the old school method where they'd get the knife and we'd sit there and watch him kill 100 sheep. I'm not saying it had an effect on me, although when I go past an abattoir, I always feel a little bit hungry. But he'd do all these sheep and he'd put them into the sluice.
My grandfather worked in an abattoir too.
I think everyone worked in an abattoir back in those days. That's what you did.
Even the newsreaders, I'm signing off, say hi to your mum for me, then they'd go and slaughter animals.
That's what they did. That's what this country was built on.
The causes are wonderful, but I can't imagine a single person looking at their actions of those people and thinking, I think I'm going to come all around to their way of thinking. I think that is pleasing themselves because it doesn't change anyone's thinking. And even if you did agree with them, I don't know how many people approve of their methods.
But there's so many activists now. There's too many activists. It was okay in the old days.
So this should be like Horse's birthday. They all have one big act. One day.
Just one.
Where you're all allowed to do what you want to do.
You got Free Palestine, you got activists there, but you just put them into one thing.
Yeah, and no one will drive anywhere because you can block the roads that day and it'll be okay.
Just do it. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Why aren't you running this joint? Why aren't you in charge?
August 6th is Activist Day.
Activist Day. Make it happen. We've got an action-packed show for you. We have our mystery footy tipper joining us on the show.
TikTok Tucker today. 2 ingredients. I like both ingredients. Not everyone's going to like both ingredients. I do. But I can't imagine what they're like combined. But I've seen a recipe and we're going to try it.
Can you give me a hint?
One of them I know you like.
Oh, okay.
Chocolate.
I love chocolate.
Yeah. Chocolate's in it.
Oh, there's got to be a sting in the tail, isn't there?
Well, that's where I'm putting it.
Also, Instagram.
You can't complain until August 6th on Activist Day, Brendan.
Damn it. Instagram makes its return and we can't do anything till we do the Magnificent Seven. Question 1.
Oh. Jigsaw and acrostic are both types of what?
Jam Nation. We have for you the Magnificent 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say...
Which one's Wallace and which one's Gromit?
Wallace is the man, Gromit is the dog.
And there's Wallace one who goes Wensleydale, who likes the cheese.
The dog doesn't talk.
Okay. Doesn't he?
No.
And the dog's the smart one, isn't he? Is how the sort of the trope.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a bit of an Inspector Gadget thing with a little kid.
I never watched Inspector
Like Inspector Gadget had all the gadgets, but the kid was the brains of the operation.
My family were big into the Wallace and Gromit. And also all that, was it claymation? All that stuff. Mick Park, I think, is his name. And we loved all the Chicken Run movies. Chickens go in, pies come out.
Yeah.
Liam used to walk around in my big boots and say, I'm Mrs. Tweedy. I still remind him of that.
I saw him actually do that.
Yeah.
He was standing
well,
there
not recently.
No, when he was a kid. Yeah. Standing there in his underpants.
Yeah, with long boots on.
Yeah,
going,
Mrs. Tweedy. He'd appreciate this story this morning. We've got Belinda of Winston Hills. Hello, Belinda.
Hi, Jonesy. Hi, Amanda.
Hello, Belinda. Jigsaw and acrostic are both types of what?
Puzzles.
Yeah, I thought acrostic was a poem.
Acrostic poems, usually the domain of simpletons and school children.
How many have you done?
I do it now. Amanda.
Yeah. How's it go?
Amanda, amazing.
Yeah.
Mad. A man.
You've run out already.
Naive.
No, you've got to have another A.
Erotic. No, Amanda, how do you spell your name? A-M?
A.
Oh, yeah, okay. Amazing.
You have been in prison.
Mad, awesome. Then what's next? Neurotic.
Delightful.
Delightful. And then adventurous.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's what I heard back in your uni days. You're a bit adventurous.
Belinda, question number 2. Which generally live longer, turtles or tortoises?
Or tortoise.
Yeah. Yep. Aquatic turtles live, they live 30 years in captivity, but a tortoise can live as much as 100 to 150 years.
Linda, you answered that with a degree of authority. Do you have a tortoise?
No, I don't have a tortoise, but I've been to a zoo, so...
Oh, okay.
Well, I've been to a zoo, but I didn't know that, Belinda. You must be some sort of genius. Let me do an acrostic poem about you. Let's play What's on the Box.
Television. I'll turn the box on.
What TV show, Belinda, has this theme?
Everybody knows his bright red band. All his friends will smile as he waves to greet them. Maybe you can never be sure there'll be ring letters through your door.
Okay.
Stalker. What's the show?
Postman Pat.
It is Postman Pat. I never watched Postman Pat.
Yeah, I think I watched it.
There'd rain and he'd stay home.
It's a postman.
Question 4. The Olympic Games are set to be held in Paris next month. What's the official mascot based on? You seen a picture of the mascot?
I'm just going to guess a croissant.
No.
You'd think, but no, it's not a croissant. And there we have it. Question number 4 of the Magnificent 7. The Olympic Games are set to be held in Paris next month. What is the official mascot based on?
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
The Magnificent 7. And we're at question 4.
This is going to Kelly in Picnic Point. Hello, Kelly.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. The Olympic Games are set to be held in Paris next month. The official mascot, what's it based on?
I'll say a French hat.
It's a French hat. The French hat is called, the mascot is called Phrygia.
Phrygia.
Based on traditional small Phrygian hat.
A Phrygian hat.
But a French hat, I would have thought that maybe the Olympics they'd have a Dutch cap, which would be required.
Or a fox hat.
Yeah. Where's that?
Kelly is with us. To the surprise of many, which comedian has dated Ariana Grande, Kate Beckinsale, Kim Kardashian, and Emily Ratajkowski? This one guy has dated all those women.
Oh,
and he's
I have no idea.
He's unlikely. He's a comedian, and so he's tall. He kind of had that heroin chic look about him.
Yeah,
tats, pale skin.
Would it kill him to just have
lanky.
an arm day at the gym? Just lift some weights up.
Interesting that's not what women are into.
What, women aren't into big muscles?
Well, that's what the interesting part of this guy having all this success with this beautiful woman. He was funny. He was charming. He was interesting. That was more important.
This is why I've fallen out of fashion.
Have you got big muscles?
Greg's in Blacktown.
Hello, Greg.
Noticed.
Hi, Greg.
Morning, Jonesy, Amanda.
Greg.
Do you know who the man is we're talking about?
Pete Anderson?
No.
No. It's Pete, but it's not Anderson. It's Pete something's son. You're very close.
Justin's in Porkham Hills.
Hi, Justin.
God, I don't know that.
Oh,
Steve's in Bondi.
Ryan's being
I'm
aggressive.
with Ryan on this one.
Hello, Steve.
How you going?
Good.
Is it Pete Davidson?
Pete Davidson. Question
Known as
6.
candy floss by Americans, what do Australians call the sugary sweet resembling cotton, Steve?
Fairy floss.
Fairy floss, which brings you to question 7. Which World Cup is currently happening, Steve?
T20, well, cricket.
Is it cricket?
Yeah.
It's cricket.
Congratulations to you, Steve. You won the jam pack. It's all coming your way. A $150 voucher to Oliver Brown, the ultimate dessert destination. A family pass to the Sydney Tower Eye. Rise above the crowds and observe Vivid. Book tickets online now. This is the way to go. Then you're not smashed in the crowd. You can look down and go, look at them.
Were you smashed, Brendan?
Jonesy and Amanda character choose for you to colour in and some Staedtler pencils. Steve, is there anything you'd like to add here?
Thanks. The kids will enjoy that.
Unreal. Thank you,
You
Steve.
just send them off into the city and say, see you, kids.
Yeah, see you later.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Time for what? It's time to get back to work. Okay, it's enough goofing off.
I'm going to flick through the Jalmanac, our big book of musical facts. On this day in 1995, Alanis Morissette released her hit You Ought to Know. For anyone who's had a breakup, you've probably sung along to these lyrics and know how raw they are.
You had a breakup once and the song Eternal Flame, you were telling me.
That's right. And I went to get because this is what you do when your heart is broken, you get a perm. You know, you think, I'll show him, I'll end up looking like an 80-year-old woman. That'll lure him back.
Dad, did he see you with your perm?
I was out and about with my perm.
He would have said, gee, I've dodged a bullet there.
You imagine that you're getting a Meg Ryan-style perm. Instead, it was, like the old granny from Golden Girls. So for 29 years, no one knew really who Mr. Duplicity was in the song. But then Mr. Duplicity was revealed as none other than Uncle Joey from Full House.
Yeah.
The actor, Dave Coulier. He dated Alanis for 2 years when he was 33 and she was 18.
Ooh.
Any red flags there? She has never apparently revealed who it's about, but he has.
I'm driving in Detroit and I've got my radio on and I hear the hook for You Ought to Know come on the radio. And I'm like, wow, this is a really cool hook. And then I start hearing the voice. I'm like, wow, this girl can sing. I'm listening to the lyrics going, ooh, oh no, I can't be this guy. And I went to the record store, bought the CD, and I went and I parked on a street and I listened to the whole record. And there was a lot of familiar stuff in there that her and I had talked about, like your shake is like a fish. I'd go, hey, dead fish me, and we'd do this dead fish handshake. And so I started listening to it and I thought, ooh, I think I may have really hurt this woman.
Do you think?
Do you think? Have a listen.
Jam Nation.
Former NRL star Jared Hayne released after rape convictions overturned on appeal. He's released from custody.
And walked free from prison.
Yep.
So he's turned over on appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean it's all over?
I would say so. The DPP haven't mentioned they're going to pursue another case, but as independent MP Rod Roberts has said, you've had a hung jury that couldn't come to a conclusion when they had another trial that found him guilty, but that was overturned by a superior court, and now a guilty conviction has been overturned yet again.
So he's found his guilt will be quashed?
Quashed, yeah.
So he's a free man and they've overturned his conviction. It's like it never happened.
Yes, unless the DPP continues going down this line.
Oh, I don't quite understand all that.
When you
the
read
legal system,
this
hey?
story is just, and I don't want to victim shame, and I don't want to, I think Jared Hayne's done his time on this. It feels like he's been in jail for longer than
9 months.
9 months, but originally it was going to be five years.
Well, he's been before the courts for a long time.
But this is a cautionary tale of consent, entitlement, and also what is said on Snapchat doesn't necessarily mean it's open slather. I hope we've learned something from this for everyone, for footy players, for everyone. Have you seen those new consent ads that they've got? The government have decided to put these new consent ads. I look at them and I don't quite understand them. I understand what consent is. You understand what
It's probably you're probably speaking to the converted with those TV ads.
Exactly. But I think for young footy players, when they've got girls trying themselves, even if the girl is saying she's going to do these things to you and it's going to be great, when it comes down to the nitty gritty,
If
and
she
they
says
say,
no, that's it.
and that's what we're learning.
That's what you've had to teach your sons.
Yeah, and that's the cautionary tale that we're hearing today. Jared will be required to reside with his wife at their home after all of this. She, by the way, has been by his side since they've been together since 2016.
So she was by his side through all of this.
Through all of this. So when I feel that, I've come home late from the pub and my wife is angry at me, I'll go, hey, come on.
Coming home from prison. Hi, honey, I'm home. Papa says hi.
What have I missed? What's for dinner?
What a tale.
Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation
podcast. In the same way with TripAdvisor, if you go and stay somewhere, you take with a grain of salt the reviews that you get. Do you read them?
Yeah, I do.
Restaurant reviews and things?
Yeah, you can usually tell when someone's got
a gripe.
Yeah, well, no, a gripe, yes, but they've got a vested interest, like they're the opposition.
Go to the place next door instead.
Yeah, opposition. Pizza place or something like that. Oh, the pizzas down the road are much better.
But I rarely look, unless it's a reputable site, I rarely look at what people say about the recipes that
but
I like.
You get like a perspective of what's going on.
Yeah, true. That's true. But what about these people who intentionally alter recipes and then whinge when things don't work out? I've just got a collection of a few of them here. They're brilliant. I noticed there were no eggs in this recipe, so I added one. What a disappointment. The edges were baked and the middle was complete mush, even after I put it back in the oven for 40 minutes. So she alters the recipe and then complains about it.
To who?
To the people. So the recipe's online.
Yeah, right.
And there's people on there saying, well, that was disgusting. What about this one? You'll love this. This is from Sharon Smith. She wrote, very good icing. I didn't realise I couldn't substitute the heavy cream for mayonnaise. I was devastated when I tried it. Maybe mention that next time. Other than that, it was delicious.
Don't put mayonnaise in it.
Well, who would think to mention, hey, don't substitute mayonnaise for cream? You may as well don't put cement in your cake. Don't change the ingredients, then complain. How about this one? I made these cookies today and I didn't have any eggs, so I substituted the egg for a mashed banana. I found it also needed 2 shots of milk, and in the end they tasted like absolute rubbish. Very floury, and they weren't lovely and round like the photos depicted. They were chunky. I give it 3.5 out of 10. Well, that's because you changed the recipe. You like this one. This is a Betty Crocker recipe.
Ooh.
Someone's written here, carrots have way too much sugar, so I replaced them with shredded kale. The cake turned out rather nasty, so 2 stars. Unsure what went wrong, but it was dry. And the Betty Crocker people have responded. We definitely recommend preparing this recipe as written, as the carrots provide much-needed texture and moisture.
Yeah.
Don't put kale in a cake and then complain about it to Betty Crocker.
You damn Egypt.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the world.
They're all damn Egypts.
There's too many Egypts.
People mix it up, F around and find out. It happens with a recipe as well. Baking is science.
Jam
Nation.
Grab right now.
Who wants some free money?
Instant.
Going fast.
Moolah.
I like the sound of that.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Instagram.
Hey, you. 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. If you get all the questions right, $1,000.
Yeah, and you can go with $1,000. That happens a lot.
Easy.
But do you want to make it $2,000? One bonus question, but it's double or nothing.
Jerry with a G is in St Mary's.
Hi,
Hello, Jerry.
Hello. I totally want to make it 2,000 today.
Yeah.
Well, good on you. We like someone who's going to take a risk, but there's one thing we have to do first. We have to get 10 questions correct in 60 seconds.
So are we saying here, Jerry, that you don't even need the tempting pants?
Let's see how hard today's questions are first. If I struggle a little bit, we'll see.
All right, but I like how you're coming into this saying, if I get 1,000, I'm going to push the envelope. This is how we go, though, Jerry. We've got 10 questions, 60 seconds. Say pass if you're not sure, because we usually have time to come back, all right?
Okay.
Good luck, Jerry. Here we go. Question number 1. What colour is a stop sign?
Red.
Question 2. A duck is what kind of animal?
A bird.
Question 3. Which wiggle was always told to wake up?
Jeff.
Question 4. What's the capital of Egypt?
Oh, pass.
Question 5. True or false, the Harbour Bridge is heavier than the Opera House?
True.
Apparently, the Opera House is 3 times heavier than the Harbour Bridge.
I would have...
I know you guys were talking about this yesterday and I can't remember what the...
Well, we didn't give the stats about which was heavier. I presume that the Harbour Bridge would be heavier because there's a lot of steel in that thing and there's a lot of granite.
Right.
Have they taken the granite into
But there's a lot of concrete in the Opera House.
The Opera House has got tons of concrete.
And the capital of Egypt is Cairo, Jerry.
Jerry.
Bummer.
Flops, but
Man.
thank you for playing $100
You had high
to be
hopes.
getting on with.
Yeah, I know, I did have high hopes. Came in strong.
You
came in strong.
But, Jerry...
Came in under a wet sail and then kind of capsized. But thank you for playing.
You have a good day.
Thanks,
You
Jerry.
too, thanks.
Thanks, Jerry.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Well, I teased you with this before.
You had me at Romanian Man.
You asked me if he'd married his tractor. No, when he broke up with it, he wrote it a Dear John Deere letter. I once read an article about men, and there were a number of them, enough to write an article about, who had fallen in love with their tractors and would actually, how can I phrase this? They'd use the tractor for self-gratification. And a number of them had passed away because they had hung themselves by attaching a rope to the gear sticks and sort of having some self-pleasure with the tractor when things went wrong.
Goodness me.
But this isn't that story. Tangent much. This is a story of a Romanian man called Constantine Relli, and he was declared dead. His family hadn't seen him for 10 years, and he'd left Romania and gone to Turkey. He came back 10 years later and said, I'm home. And they said, well, sorry, we've declared you dead. So he says, I'll go down to the court and overrule because he couldn't get a job, couldn't do anything because he'd been declared dead. And the Romanian court said that he had to stay dead because the red tape said, no, you've left it too long to tell us you're alive. You are still officially dead.
So he's got to stay dead.
Yeah, he says, this is a quote, I'm officially dead although I'm alive, a bemused man told local media outlets. I've got no income and because I'm listed dead, I can't do anything. So his family said, well, sucko, you took off for 10 years. We declared you dead and the court says, you've left it too late. You are still dead.
Bloody red tape.
Yeah. And he's standing there saying, oi, I'm here. And they're sorry. Says he, you're not.
I was watching Channel 9 News last night.
About tractors?
No, it wasn't about tractors. But have you been following this story? And we have put this to the pub test. New workers' rights are set to come into effect in coming months for larger employers. Under the rules, employees may apply for a stop order to the Fair Work Commission to formally prevent employers from contacting the employee after work
This
out.
was all brought in because a lot of people were working from home and you didn't have a cut-off to your day.
This also has it's fraught with its own red tape.
That means monitoring, reading and responding to emails, and of course, no texts or calls from their boss or third parties like clients or contractors. The union is tonight pushing back on the corporate concern.
We have a real problem in Australia, 280 hours on average of unpaid overtime, and this is in a cost of living crisis. It's not reasonable or fair while you see big business making big profits that workers are expected to work for nothing.
And while the laws are changing, there's a catch. Contact from work can be refused when reasonable, but the only way for a worker to decide what's reasonable is to check the email or take the call, find out what their boss wants, and then decide.
Is that in the law?
That's what they're going to put through.
No.
So, for example, I contacted Jem Rye the other day. He was huffing and puffing about that.
Yeah, it was out of work hours.
I was wishing you a happy birthday.
Yeah, it still counts.
It still counts.
And I sent you a card with $50 in it.
That was the fee for the call.
So what they're saying is for you to check whether you think you need to be bothered with it, you have to open it and be bothered with it.
Exactly. The tribal drum will beat for this.
Bloody red tape, eh?
Red tape. Have you been declared dead when you're actually alive? Have you had your office ask something of you that's so ludicrous? You go, come on, this is just red tape.
You can rail against the man.
Jam Nation.
A Romanian court has ruled that a 63-year-old man is dead. He came into the town clerk, though, and said, no, I'm not dead. I've just been away for 10 years.
He's from Romania, but he went to Turkey for 10 years, and his family said, no, he's dead. And then he came back and said, actually, I'm not. And the court said, sorry, you've left it too long to overturn this. You're officially
Romanian,
dead.
isn't it? Oh, they just move on.
I was just in Turkey.
What's going on with you? The tribal drum is beating.
Bloody red tape, eh?
Hello, Jeff.
Good morning, guys. How are you going?
Very well. What was the red tape?
Look, I got married. We bought a house and we put it in our both names. And, you have to pay stamp duty, of course. So we did that. Anyway, 25 years later, we got divorced and the house went back into my name. And they said, well, you've got to pay the stamp duty again. I said, no, you don't have to. I already own the house. I've already paid the stamp duty. It's just going back to my name. And they forced me into paying it. And they said, but you just got to apply and get it back. And I thought, well, that's a bit silly. But anyway, I applied and they gave me the runaround for 6 years to try to get it back. And in the end, I had to get a solicitor, and that cost about a third of the price of the stamp duty to get it back. And I was getting stories of, I had to ring the Newcastle office. I rang them and they said, oh, no, that person's on annual leave. You'll have to wait till they get back. I said, what, are they the only person working in this department?
And it would have been a substantial amount of money, stamp duty.
It was $12,000.
Yeah.
And, and I didn't have that money to spend. I needed that money and they didn't care. They gave me the runaround. I was going from Wollongong to Newcastle to Sydney. Then they closed the Newcastle branch and they said, oh, that's all been transferred back to Sydney now. But that woman who was looking after your account has now moved on.
You've got to start again.
Oh,
man.
Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Susan's joined us.
Hello, Susan.
How are you guys?
Very well. What was the red tape?
Okay, so I've been known as the same person for the last 60 years, a middle name. So when I went to renew something I needed for work, because my birth certificate didn't have my middle name in it, they wouldn't renew it. But I'd already applied and it was already done. So I had to go and apply for a new damn birth certificate and have my middle name put in my birth certificate when I'd already been known as this person for how old I am.
So you had to redo your actual birth certificate to match the rest of your life?
That's right. I had to put that middle name in my birth certificate to match my life when I've already been known as this person for my life.
My bones want to melt just hearing that story.
I had a thing recently. So I've got a motorbike license, I've got a car license, I've got a boat license. And for some reason, my boat license wasn't in sync with the car and the motorbike license. It was out by 4 days. So then you would imagine...
While you're here, let's do them all.
The runaround. So then I had to buy a temporary boat license that lasted for 4 days. Then they had to crunch the numbers of what a 4-day boat license would cost.
Remember a friend of ours...
$30, by the way.
Remember a friend of ours on settlement day for their house, it all went pear-shaped because... her name was spelled incorrectly.
That's right.
On her birth certificate.
She had to come into the city.
Yeah.
The bank couldn't run the paperwork across to the other bank.
Because the names didn't match.
These are great.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Today's going to be a great day. Beautiful day.
It's a glorious day.
That's easy for you to say. Some of us have a hangover.
A Romanian court has ruled that a 63-year-old man is dead, despite the man himself appearing alive and well. He asked the court to overturn a death certificate.
And they said, no, you've left it too long. You were declared dead 10 years ago, and that's the end of the story. Next.
Tribal drum is beating.
Bloody red tape, eh?
That was from Blackadder. Remember that episode where the former executioner accidentally signed his own death warrant?
And so he had to kill himself?
Yeah, had to kill. Well, yeah. So he died, and then Blackadder got the job. Jem Y. Rye was just telling me his plight. Tell Amanda about your coat.
Yes, I bought this coat and then I had to pay $300 import tax because it was from the UK.
How much was the coat to start with?
Well, it was like $1,400. So
wow.
Yeah, it was a nice.
Ryan's being overpaid.
What are you, P. Diddy? You're walking around in a $1,400
I saved up for a long time for this coat. So this is...
It was mink.
Anyway, some sort of
and it was the
magical coat.
It was a duffel coat. And it was the wrong size, so I sent it back to get it resized. And then they want me to pay the import tax again on the resized coat.
No, that makes no sense because the tax isn't, I'm imagining, an airport tax. It's a tax on bringing goods in and you're only bringing in one good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what you do? If you got someone over there to wear the coat on a plane back, you wouldn't have to pay anything.
Oh, how sus is that? You're at the airport. Oh, well, you wear a coat. No, I am. It's a duffel coat. It's expensive. Careful. Don't drink in it.
Well, what are they going to say to you? Are you smuggling anything in your coat? No.
Anyway, so
what happened?
It's just a custom
Yeah.
still. I haven't paid it.
Oh, it's happening now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an ongoing thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you've got a spare $300,
Sure.
throw them my way.
Well, you obviously got a few spare.
We're in a Cosy Lives crisis.
You're buying a duffer coat.
Belinda's with us.
Hello, Belinda.
Good morning, guys. So a few years ago, I when I bought my first unit, it was through a deceased estate. And I started getting, the mails kept coming for the lady that had passed away. So I contacted the post office and said, oh, look, I'm receiving this lady's mail, but she's passed away. Can you stop it? And they're like, oh, no, you'll have to get her to sign a form.
Get her to sign a form?
Yeah. And I'm like, I can't, she's passed away. I was, trying to use nice, soft language, and they're like, well, no, you either get her to sign a form or bring her in. And I'm like, I can't. She's dead. And they couldn't understand that I couldn't get this, a form signed by the person. Yeah, it was crazy.
Aren't you kind? You try and say passed away and finally say no.
I like how you were using soft language.
Yeah, then having
I'd
to say, she's dead.
I'd like to hear when you go crazy.
What a story. Thank you, Belinda.
Thank you for all your calls. If you're in a government department, come on, pull your socks up.
Oh, Brendan Jones has spoken. That should do it.
Pull your socks up.
He has said what he wants to happen and make it happen.
If someone rings me and asks me if I can do something, I'll say, yeah, I can either do it or I can't do it.
Yeah.
Don't dick me around. That's what I'm saying.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation podcast.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Rums for the pub test. And today,
we're talking about fast fashion and does this pass the pub test? This was the subject of my podcast, AA Chattery, that drops today. You can get that at aachattery.com, anywhere you like.
You should give it a plug.
I should give it a plug. But fast fashion is a term that refers to the production and consumption of cheap and trendy clothing. Pretty much clothes that take the ideas from the catwalk and celebrity culture and turn them into garments at breakneck speed to meet consumer demand. And obviously the upside is that you can afford them. They give you instant gratification for consumers. It drives economic growth, huge profits for companies. It democratizes stylish clothing so consumers can wear good-looking stuff at a fraction of the cost of the expensive stuff.
Yeah, in the old days, when you go to Best and Less or Fossey's or something like that, you knew you'd have a half-miler tracksuit. Remember, new half-miler tracksuits. And you would know that was a cheapy tracksuit. But now it's very hard to tell between an expensive tracksuit and a Kmart tracksuit, for example.
Well, clothes are also bought because we're now having more and more micro trends. It used to be that there were one or two institutions that would dictate fashion, and they were fashion magazines and fashion houses. Now, because of influencers and social media, there's 1,000 micro trends that come up. So people are buying clothes and they're very short window of opportunity to wear them, and you don't care because then you ditch them. But the long-term effects of this are quite devastating. The fashion industry is responsible for 10% of global emissions. According to the UN, this is more than aviation and shipping combined. The industry creates problematic levels of waste and pollution. On average, each Australian buys 56 new items of clothing a year. And then as a country, we tip a third of our purchases into the bin. That's around 200,000 tonnes of textiles end up in landfill. I saw a great meme the other day, or a great little video of a person on a treadmill, and they had this long line, a string behind them of running shoes, all the same. Someone's walking around with a coat and they've got 6 coats on. It's Ryan trying to get them all through customs. Someone with 5 or 6 different hats walking around. And you think, that's what we do. We keep buying the same thing over and over again, rather than the idea of making do, of buying something of good quality and sticking to it, of shopping in your own wardrobe, of mending your own things. These seem like old-fashioned concepts now. But in the cost of living crisis, which way do you go? Fast fashion lets you buy things more cheaply, but you're buying more things than you need. But it's seen as wearing the same thing twice. We've stigmatised it to making it look like you're out of step. But people are turning back to that. They're going back to spending money on quality clothing and wearing it out.
So there's fast fashion. Where does that sit? Does it pass the pub test?
That's what we're asking you today.
Jam Nation.
It's round 15 of the NRL. Last week's mystery footy tipper was Jimmy Rees. He got a score of 4 out of 7. Today,
I'm kind of a big deal.
they kicked off their career with the Bulldogs back in 2012, even making it to a grand final in their debut season. He's played for the Storm before switching to the Sharkies, won 5 minor premierships, 2 grand finals, a World Cup challenge, and played for the Blues 3 times. You know what I'm talking about. It's Dale Finucane.
Who's going to score a try? He's a winner, Dale Finucane. Love this bloke.
Here he is. Hello, Dale.
Hi, Dale.
Are you there? We lost him. We've
Hi,
lost
Dale.
Dale. Our phone system's crashed. Hang on, we'll see if we get you back. Dale, this is...
Baby, come back.
Are you there?
Dale, don't tell us we've wasted that big intro.
Oh, that was such a good intro. Can we get him?
Yeah, he's there.
He's
Hi,
there.
Dale.
Dale, are you there? No? Is he on line 2, Ryan? Try, radio. No, the screen's going
How about we
crazy.
do our own footy tips? We'll have to do our own.
What would Dale do?
Well, you're going to have to tell me what Dale
I
would
really
do.
wanted to talk to him because I wanted to ask him, because he retired this week in great dramatic circumstances under urgent medical advice. I wanted to see how Dale's going. And this... I almost swore then.
I know, you
it's
almost
not
swore.
working. Dale, is it working now?
I reckon the first game Thursday tonight,
Yeah.
Sharks and Dolphins. He's an ex-Sharkies, obviously.
He's going
would
for
have picked the
Sharks on that one.
That's going to be a good game, though, I
Yep.
think, Sharks and Dolphins.
I think that will be a great game.
Raiders and the Cowboys on Friday. Who are you tipping, Brendan?
I reckon the Raiders. I'm feeling Raiders.
Are you feeling Raiders? I'll tip Cowboys just to have a point of difference.
Sorry, Dale, we're doing this for you, but, we want to get you on there. Rabbitohs versus Broncos.
See, the Rabbitohs are kind of regaining some strength, but I'm still going to pick the Broncos. How about you?
Okay. Tigers versus Tigers.
Oh,
he's
hello,
here.
Dale.
He's here.
Sorry, I must have been on the wrong line. It was a great intro. I could hear everything.
Mate, you're okay with it's our phone system. It's not you, it's us.
Oh, good. Okay, that's good to know.
How are you going, mate, since retirement?
Oh, well, thank you. I've been quite busy, actually. Probably busier in retirement than when I was playing. So I think my wife and I have got a bit more time on their hands, but it's sort of it's been the other way, actually.
Oh, good.
And your health okay? Your eye okay?
Yeah, no, everything's good. The eye's fine. It was only sort of... it probably was only giving me a bit of grief for about a week, but yeah, obviously the concussion stuff was the cause for finishing up. But yeah, everything's good. I'm in a good headspace and I'm pretty content in life after football.
Okay,
Pleased to hear it. Well, I preempted your first tip.
So far we've got Sharks over the Dolphins. You definitely go on the Sharks there. Raiders versus Cowboys. I've gone the Raiders.
Yeah, I've got the Raiders. They're sitting just outside the top 4, so I think they'll pick the Cowboys, I reckon.
What do you make of the
Broncos?
Oh, I'm actually going a little upset here. I reckon, obviously, the Broncos we beat last weekend, but I think the Rabbitohs they've obviously struggled a bit this year, but I'm going to tip them in an upset.
All right, then we've got Tigers and Titans.
They're both sort of sitting towards the bottom of the ladder, but I think the Tigers will pick the Titans. I think it's a home game for the Tigers, so I'll go that way.
Then on Saturday, Warriors and the Storm.
Yeah, I'll go my old team, the Melbourne Storm. I think the Warriors are a great side, but I think they're probably... I reckon they're probably sitting further down the ladder than I would have expected, but I'll pick the Storm, I think.
Eels versus Amanda's side, the Roosters.
Oh, the Roosters. Yeah, I'll go the Roosters.
All right, and Sea Eagles Dragons?
I will go the Dragons.
Okay.
And
not by much. I just think the Dragons are sitting a little bit higher on the ladder, but it'll be a close one, I think.
But that's at Sea Eagles. That's at Four Pines Park as well. That's a bit of an upset.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of an upset.
And then the last match of the day, of the week, is the Knights and the Panthers.
Yeah, I think it'll be hard to go past the Panthers.
Yeah.
They've had a loss recently and they sort of don't want to have any in close succession, I guess. So I think the Panthers will beat the Knights up there.
You could say that that's a lock. Yeah.
What's that?
Well, the
I don't
lock.
get it.
Well, Dale play lock.
That's a lot. Sorry.
I thought you were somebody who
I got
like
the
a pun, Brendan.
I do love a dad joke and a pun, so I'm sorry I missed that one.
Well, I'm stealing Amanda's gear,
Yeah,
Dale,
I
because she
thought Jonesy-
dines out on stupid puns all day, and then when I do one, there's crickets.
No, I do like that. Sorry, I do appreciate a good pun.
Thank you, mate. Well, I'm glad that you're as busy as anything, and I loved what you did. Thank you.
No, I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Dale. Nice to talk to you.
It's a bit of a combo for the tips there. We're sharing the mind of a great footy player, which is good.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation. Podcast. We're not gonna take it.
I want you to get up right now.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore. Bring out the bloody...
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms. Today, fast fashion, does it pass the pub test?
Fast fashion is where you see clothes that are hugely fashionable from catwalks and fashion houses, but they're made in a cheap and affordable way. And we're seeing lots of micro trends. So we're seeing fashions come and go. A lot of this ends up in landfill. And the fashion industry is responsible for 10% of global emissions, according to the UN, more than aviation and shipping combined. This is a terrifying statistic here. We throw a third of all our purchases, around 200,000 tonnes of textiles in the bin in Australia.
What about that leather jacket I wore last week? That was from 1972.
Yeah, well, we should be shopping in our own wardrobes, holding on to stuff, but it seems that we have created a culture where it's a fashion faux pas to wear stuff that you've worn before, if you're not up with the latest micro trend.
I blame Princess Di. She used to do that all the time. She started it.
She didn't start the fast fashion industry.
She was always wearing a different outfit.
Yeah, it's the royal family.
Or did she recycle the outfit?
Yeah, and that's what the royal family is doing that more and more. More and more people are being far more conscious about this kind of stuff. Fast fashion, does it pass the pub test?
No, it doesn't, because it all ends up in landfill. It's a waste of resources and ends up in landfill.
No, but there's a balance. I've got a coat that I bought 30 years ago. I wore it to a conference 2 weeks ago and got so many compliments, and I just had to say, it's vintage, it's 30 years old. But when my joggers hurt my feet because they are no longer supportive, I take them to Rebel or Athlete's Foot, they recycle the rubber, and I buy a new pair.
No, I would never, ever buy any fashion online, because if I don't like it on me or it doesn't fit me, it's hard to take it back.
Well, it doesn't. All the fashion they use now, because they use the wrong material. Cotton itself uses a quarter of the world's pesticides. That's the world's pesticides. That's a ridiculous amount. You should be using a different fibre. My suggestion is to use hemp, which uses no pesticide, gets more fibre per acre than cotton, and we've got the technology now to use it for textiles.
Hemp.
And then you can have a bit of hay, man, after you go for a run.
Dress like Woody Harrelson.
Thank you for all your calls.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
You hungry?
Starving.
It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Ever fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad duck enough.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
We're in our kitchen because today we're doing TikTok Tucker. This is where we make food from TikTok and we eat it.
I saw something on TikTok this week that has 2 ingredients. That's all that's in it. We need 2 ingredients and a microwave. One of these ingredients I know you love. What am I holding here, Brendan?
Chocolate.
A block of Cadbury chocolate.
Man, I could
That's
just eat that.
Ingredient number 1.
Yep.
Now, this doesn't sound great, but apparently it's delicious. Ingredient number 2 that will be combined with this in the microwave
is
sardines.
Oh, man.
I happen to love sardines. I don't know how they're going to go with chocolate. You don't even like sardines. Sardines is often the kind of thing that makes people want to hurl. But anyway, this is what the recipe is. We open a tin of sardines. It's here in tomato sauce. We're going to add that into a bowl. Oh, I just don't want to get that on my hand.
Are they I&J? What sort of sardines are they?
I don't know, but they're very delicious. I just ate these on the weekend with butter smashed onto a piece of toast. It's so delicious.
What are you, homeless? What are you doing?
No, these are gourmet sardines. Homeless people don't eat sardines. Maybe they do, and if they do, they're very lucky because these are very good for you and they're delicious. So, they do stink, don't
Jeepers.
they? Here's tin number 2. Oh, okay. I like sardines, but looking at them like that looks like something from Deadliest Catch.
Reminds me of that old joke.
Yep, thank you. Morning, ladies. I get where you're going. So now on top of that, we're going to put 3 rows of chocolate. There's one row, there's another one, and we're going to melt it in the microwave. Slowly, though, so we don't completely burn it. That's all it is.
My brain's not comprehending.
That's all it is. It's sardines and chocolate. I'm putting in the microwave, 20-second increments to cook and melt the sardines. Why isn't that spinning around? Is this one of the ones that doesn't spin?
Yeah, it's the new one. It's
that's off-putting.
It's a flatbed inverter.
Okay. So what happens next is you munch them when the chocolate's melted.
Yep.
You stir it all in, and the person who ate it said that these sweet sardines were delicious.
It smells like
Let's
it. You're going to do it. Okay, well, you just keep doing that.
I'm going to keep doing it. I'm melting this quite slowly, because this is what you do with chocolate. You melt it slowly in the microwave.
We'll take a breather.
Oh, the whole office is going to complain. Look at this, what we're doing to the microwave. It stinks.
Morning, ladies, and we'll come back. Were you watching the microwave?
I'm watching it. It's better than watching you tell a joke I just said 5 seconds ago.
I know, I was repeating it.
I know, it's a story of our lives.
Okay. Mandy gets tense in the kitchen.
That's going to get another 20 seconds. When we come back, we're going to eat this, like it or not.
Jam Nation. You hungry?
Starving. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Never fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
It's not a bad tucker, though.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
TikTok Tucker. This is where we make food from TikTok and we eat it.
You know, we've made some terrible things, but I've never wanted to heave at the thought of them. Today, this one is really challenging me. It's sweet sardines, chocolate and sardines in tomato sauce, all mixed together, and you mix them up, and then you eat it. And the person that made it said it was delicious. I like sardines, I like chocolate, but I don't know if I can do this. You ready? I've covered up how it looks coming out of the microwave. I just have to stir it, and then
maybe it looks better.
Ready to have a look?
Ugh.
That's
like
diabolical.
Medical procedure.
Oh no! Look, there's full fish in there. Okay. All right, time to scoop it out into our bowls and eat it. Ryan, here's yours. You give that
wrong. Just eat it.
When I say okay.
I can't eat this.
Yeah, you have to. There's
That's
yours,
the worst
Jonesy.
smell I've ever smelled.
Okay. Who would have thought that chocolate could be this bad? When I say 3, take a mouthful. Deep breath. 1, 2, 3. No, it's actually not bad. It's actually not bad. I would never choose to eat it, but it's not that bad. What do you think, Brendan? There's a bit of sardine aftertaste.
No.
I would never eat sardines straight from a tin. I'd have to smash them into toast with lots of butter. This is not how I'd choose to eat them.
No.
The aftertaste is horrific. Ryan, do you like it?
No.
Jonesy?
No.
Covering your face?
No.
I think I need to put some... I think I need to swallow some mouthwash. Well, I'm going to give that a 0 out of 5. What do you give it?
I just Oprah Winfrey'd myself.
Okay. All right. Well, look, don't try this at home. The recipe will be on our socials.
Come with a health warning.
If you'd like it. And, well, if you're having a dinner party, you've got your main and your dessert all in one.
You hungry? Starving. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Never fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
It's not a bad tucker, though.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
Aftertaste is not good. Don't breathe on me.
Hello, Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Do you mind if I chew chewing gum on air? I have to.
That was the worst thing we've had since Healthy Coke. Remember that?
You spat that all over the wall.
And then what was that other one?
Remember that one that you spat on Colin Fasnich that was egg in a coffee?
Yeah, that sardine chocolate thing and tomato.
The first mouthful, because I was expecting to be so horrible, was tolerable, but then that fish taste took over.
I thought it would...
Which isn't what I like from my chocolate.
I thought it would be horrible, and at first I thought, hang on a minute, but bang, it just...
Sorry about the chewing gum. I'm just going to have to keep eating chewing gum.
That's the worst.
I mean, that was horrendous.
Looking forward to it next week.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Are we ready?
I was born ready.
Ready, willing, and able.
Let's go already!
Okay, I just just wanted to make sure that I was ready.
Oprah Winfrey was hospitalised recently because of a stomach problem. This isn't Ozempic, is it?
Well, she said that she did take a drug that was like Ozempic and that there are side effects to those things that do, play with your innards. People spend a lot of time on the loo and have nausea and things. What's she been?
Well, I was reading a story about Ozempic and it was saying it could have benefits. It could have benefits to your heart as well. I was thinking this could be one of those wonder drugs.
Well, we haven't been taking it long enough to know, but there are side effects to it.
There are side effects,
and it's interesting too when you talk to people who are on it. It takes away your desire for food, which is what it's supposed to do. But a number of people go back on it because they miss the enjoying a lovely meal and dreaming about going out for dinner and thinking, what am I going to cook tonight?
Yeah.
They miss the role that food plays in it's a big social part of your life.
Gail King, her good friend.
Oprah's good friend,
has revealed that she was excreting from both ends.
Is that what Gail told people?
You're my good friend. If I'm ever unwell, can you just keep it, maybe just make it a bit more palatable?
Yeah.
Just say he's unwell.
He's unwell. And some will say, excreting from both ends. I say, I can neither confirm nor deny.
It's just another Monday morning thing.
He's chucking an Oprah.
I like Oprah. I want her to be okay.
I'm sure she's okay. Of course she's okay.
We're sending you our love, Oprah.
Aren't we, Justin? Yeah, we'll get Gail to give us some more information.
As it comes to hand.
Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation
Podcast.
Do PIN numbers matter? I know they matter. Actually, I'm surprised you haven't picked me up on my tautology, PIN number, because that's what the N stands for, personal identification number.
I do know that.
But I was at a shop the other day and often you put your PIN in and they look discreetly away, but the person was just looking straight at me and looking at me putting the number in. I thought, does it matter? If I've got the card, yes, if I've got my card, they can't do anything. And it's a store, it's a petrol station actually, it doesn't matter. What's your etiquette with that?
Yeah.
Do you eyeball them to make sure they don't look at it?
No, I don't mind because unless they have the card.
But what if they've got some skimming something inside their machine?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That could happen.
That's a good point. It just only just happened the other day. I went into my service station, not my local one, a different one, and the lady walked out in a huff. And I said to the guy, what's her problem? And he said, when she was doing the thing, he said, what's your PIN number? And she told him.
Why did he ask her?
I said, exactly what I said. He said, I was just making jokes.
Oh.
And I said, well, dude, I don't blame her for storming out in a huff.
When you get money out of the ATM, the ATM machine.
Yes.
What's
the automatic teller machine?
It's really hard to find one these days, isn't it, to try and get cash out. Do you cover your PIN?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I put my hand over it and then I pretend to do the button pressing. I do this
to confuse the baddies.
Yeah, the scammers. Also, I'll go a step further. I actually check out the whole PIN pad. I run my fingers around the edge to see if some sort of like Asian crime gang hasn't put a thing in there so you can find it. And then I give the camera the finger as I'm doing it. So I just go full in there.
Really?
I'm full on front foot.
So how would you know if it's a fake pad?
Well, because it'll just rip off in your hands.
Has that happened?
Yeah, watch the news. People put these fake pads in the top and they...
But you don't want to run your fingers around it because all the mank could be in there.
I don't care. What's mank? Better than being scammed.
Okay. Interesting, isn't it? I mean, it's going to come from being on mailing lists and stuff like that. We're going to be scammed whether... they're a step ahead of us. And I know there are things we can do, but
here at work, I got this email to my work email from the work department here. And I thought...
The work department? Dear Brendan, we're the work department. That sounds legit.
Whoever does work
Do you want some money from me?
And it said about I've got too many logins or something for my email account. And it said, click on this link and you can sort it out. And I was about to click on it and I thought, hang on a second.
And
then I said to young Tommy, I said, is this for realsy or a scam? And he said, no, that's a scam. And I said, oh, right. And he said, it's a scam from our work department. We set up to catch people out. And if you get caught doing it, Then you have to go and do a training course.
no.
So I just saved myself a training course.
Oh, no.
So far at this place, I've avoided how to sit in a chair properly, how to drink hot fluids, and now how to not get scared.
Well, you know, I haven't read an email since 1858, so they know they can't get me. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah. It's when they proclamated Sydney a city.
Jam Nation.
Everybody shout! Come on now, sing out! It's time for the ghoulies get together.
I haven't gone all evangelical, by the way.
I think we can assume
I've
that.
gone full ScoMo.
$20,000 cash is what you can win if you're our favourite ghoulie of the year. What have we got?
You know what gets my ghoulies? New. There's no such word in the Australian or English literature that says new. N-O-O. Not new, N-E-W, but new. Who knew that was it?
Very good.
Do people say new?
Yeah, a lot of people. I think kids say it on purpose. I think they say it on purpose. Is that right, Ryan?
No, my girlfriend says news.
On the news.
Put it in a sentence.
Like, did you say that on the news?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Really annoying.
Do you say, I don't like yous?
I don't say that.
No, fair enough.
If she says, Ryan, I've got news, run away.
What else?
What gets my ghoulie, guys? People in double-storey houses with a window overlooking your house. How about closing your curtains? I don't want to see your f***ing ugly bodies, mate. Close your bloody blinds.
Sorry about that. Thank you. Out with the bad and with the good. If you dipped out, doesn't matter. You can always contact us via the iHeartRadio app. It's 4 to 9. A favourite caller or email friend wins a $500 BP voucher plus $25,000 Qantas points.
Yes. Earn 5 times Qantas points every time you fill up and shop at BP by the 25th of June.
You also get the Jonesy and Amanda tea towel and fridge magnet.
Red tape. It's annoying, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What about this guy who lives over, where was he? Romania?
Yep.
And he had been declared dead a number of years before. Hey, I was just in Turkey for 10 years, he said to his wife. She said, I've declared you dead. He went to the court and said, I'm not dead. And they said, Sucko, it says here you are.
You've got to stay
What
dead.
a shame.
The tribal drum was beating for...
Bloody red tape, eh?
It's Jeff from Blacktown.
We bought a house and we put it in our both names. And, you have to pay stamp duty, of course, so we did that. Anyway, 25 years later, we got divorced and the house went back into my name. And they said, well, you've got to pay the stamp duty again. I said, no, you don't have to. I already own the house. They forced me into paying it. And they said, oh, but you just got to apply and get it back. They gave me the runaround for 6 years.
Oh.
And in the end, I had to get a solicitor, and that cost about a third of the price of the stamp duty to get it back.
Wow.
Righto, you two. That's enough.
Ugly Phil's up next with WSFM's Total Recall.
We'll be back from 6 tonight for Jam Nation.
And in the meantime, the bits that didn't make it to the show, we're cobbling together to put into Jonesy and Amanda's Cutting Room Floor podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Nothing cobbled about it. It's a finely crafted thing. Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tears, baby, from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Jam Nation podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.